We're about to enter into one of the greatest anniversaries of world history. The upcoming holiday, Shavuot, remembers the day in which God came to the world and revealed himself to a nation. Happened only once in the history of humanity, where God comes down, reveals himself to an entire nation, and gives this, what was before a nation of slaves, gives them the source of wisdom that is the seed of the majority of world religion and that has civilized humanity. It's a big day. If you were on the naming committee for what you'd want to call this day, what would you pick? The big day? The day of God? The day of Torah? Day of revelation? Wouldn't the names be massive? And every year we remember the majesty of this day? What do we call it? We call it Shavuot. What is Shavuot? It's weeks. Wait, what? Why is it called weeks for? Well, the Jews counted the weeks until the day, because it's such an important day. So when you get to the end, they call it weeks. Wait, the weeks was the meanings, not the ends. Why is it called weeks for? Weeks is just the middle. The only reason why you even have weeks is because the end is important. The weeks aren't important, the end's important. It's like getting to the Super Bowl and they rename the Super Bowl the season. You're like, no, the season's for the Super Bowl. It's like an Abbott and Costello routine. Like, wait, the end is not the weeks are the weeks. Like, what's going on over here? Why in the world would the Jews get to the mountaintop and then forever we remember the middle? This isn't remembering the weeks. This is remembering the end of the weeks. Why do we call it weeks? Shavuot. So I want to share with you a story. A few years ago, I remember when it was Father's Day. And for Father's Day, I came downstairs and my wife had set up on the dining room table a card from her and a card from my children, which was very nice. And it was so nice, and I sat down, and they said, Happy Father's Day. And I read a card from my wife, it was so beautiful, and I read a card from all my kids, and they wrote their names here, and this, and they script, wonderful. And then I see next to both of those cards is a construction paper with scribbles all over it. And I'm like, what's this? And one of my kids said to me, it's for me, Daddy. And I said, well, what is it? He said, well, I wanted to give you something for Father's Day, and I didn't want to just give you the card, I wanted to give you my own card. And he looks at it and he really realizes that it's not as aesthetically pleasing as the other ones and goes, I'm sorry if it's an ugly one, Daddy. And I turned to him and I said, honey, this is the greatest card I've ever gotten in my entire life. One of the great mistakes that children make is they think that parents want what they give them. Husbands and wives make that too. It's not the gift you give. It's the human being and the emotion that's attached to it. A kid scribbling on a piece of paper to a parent is worth so much more than anything in the world. You know what it's called weeks for? Ravad Yosef says in his Sefer Yalkut Yosef, when talking about the laws, he says, when Moses came down to Egypt, he told the Jews what was going to happen. He said, as soon as we get out, 50 days later, you're going to see God. You know what happened? They started counting. As they left, they said, oh my God, 50 days left. 49 days left. 26 days left. They were so excited, they were counting. And God looked and says, you're counting to see me? You know what I'm calling my day? By your count. Because as big as I am, this day really, to me, is about the scribbled construction paper. It's how badly you wanted to see me. Shavuot is a very big holiday. It's a holiday, actually, they call it the Rosh Hashanah for Torah. It's a holiday where we can change our relationship to the Torah. We can change our relationship to Hashem. We can speak to God in the rawness of who we are and turn to Him and say, I want to know you more. I want to understand you more. I want to be connected to you more. It is the holiday where we can take the flawed little kid who we are and look up to the Creator and go, I don't know what's going on as much as I should. Help me, teach me, connect to me. It's one of the greatest days of the entire year. Happy holidays, Chag Sameach, and Good Yom Tov.